Hi, thanks for coming by Half Size Me. I'm Heather, and as promised, today we're going to talk about the Les Mills Pump at-home kit that has been released by Beachbody. As I've mentioned before, I love Body Pump, and I wanted to hear from other people who liked it just as much as I did, their thoughts on the at-home kit, and to kind of give me some ideas as to if it was comparable to the gym version. Now, today we're going to actually talk about the components that came in the box. I got the $165 basic kit, and I'm going to go through all the parts today. And then in a later video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the workouts actually are and how they would be best geared towards beginners versus intermediate to advanced. So let's get started with what came in my box. First off, let's go ahead and start with the barbell. The barbell is really the only thing that I could find anything online when I was looking initially. And it seemed like the biggest complaint was about it being a space saver barbell because it actually threads together in the middle. And it seemed like the majority of people were concerned that, with threading it in and out over and over again to use it as a space saver, that it would eventually, the threads would become bad and you wouldn't be able to use it anymore. I really don't know if that's as much the case as it is that when I do a full 55-minute workout, I do notice that it does unthread a little bit. So I usually have to give it one or two twists to get it back in and secure. So if I could have gone back in time and told Les Mills and Beachbody my thoughts on it, I probably would have asked them to see if there was a way they could make it a space saver for people who actually wanted to use it like that, and then make it to where it would lock in once you completely secured it, maybe like a pop and click kind of thing or something like that. Now, the barbell itself is very heavy duty. I weighed myself with it. It's about 5 pounds. And what I do like is in between these two little knobby things, it's kind of got like a little bit of a foam cover on it, which is nice when you're doing squats and lunges. And then, of course, this is the end where the weights would sit on either end. Overall, the barbell, I think, is very heavy duty. I don't just see it snapping or breaking, but I do know that when I work out, sometimes it loosens just a little bit, and I have to give it just like a quick twist and make sure that it's tightened down before I do my next workout. Now, the clips. The clips are not identical to the ones in the gym. They're similar, but they're not identical. What I want to make sure you guys get a chance to hear is this sound. Okay? That pop sound means that it's secure. You really want to make sure you do that because these weights on here it's very slick. So they will just fly right off during your workout. So it's very important that you actually pop these in. Again, these are not identical to the gym version, but they are very comparable. Now, let's talk about the weights. Included in my kit for $165, I got two 10-pound weights. These are, in my way of thinking, identical to the ones of the gym. I don't see much of a difference. I also got two 5-pound plates in this beginner's kit. Now, thus far, my biggest probably complaint or conflict with this particular kit is it didn't feel like it was completely geared toward beginners versus intermediate and advanced. And why I say that is because of the weight selection first off. Most beginners, when they start working out with Body Pump, I've really been paying attention to this at my gym, have been starting out with these little 2.5-pound plates. Now, if you put these on either end of this bar, this would be 5 pounds and the bar would be an additional 5. That would be giving you 10 pounds of weight to start with, which is a lot when you're not used to lifting weights for a full-length workout. I'm very, very frugal, and I looked at the beginner, the kit that I got for $165 versus what they call deluxe kit. And in the deluxe kit, I would have gotten 2 more 5-pound plates, and I would have gotten a workout bench. And the reason I did not go with that is because I called my used workout equipment store, Play It Again Sports. They sell these kind of weights for 59 cents a pound. So I got two 10-pound plates like this and two 2.5-pound plates, and I only paid $14.95. Had I ordered those from the Beachbody company, I would have paid like $22 for the 10-pound weights and an additional $9. Plus I had to pay shipping on all that. So I didn't want to spend that kind of money. If you just take half of your barbell in with you to like a Play It Again Sports or a place that sells used workout equipment, you can figure out which weights are going to fit on the end, and you can just purchase those for a fraction of the cost. So this is good, you know, for somebody maybe who's more intermediate to advanced, but for someone who's a beginner, you might want to look at getting those 2.5 pound plates to start with. Now, in the kit, you also get this nice little binder. This is a place to keep all 7 of your workout discs. Plus, if you do decide to upgrade and buy the cardio pack, which I did purchase, there's a spot in there for all of those as well. You also get a fitness guide like this and a nutrition guide, which I will discuss more in depth in the next video. You will also receive, or at least I did anyway, it's a Les Mills Core DVD. I want to say it's about 15 minutes long. And this was a freebie. It says it's a retail of $19.95. Of course, you get your very nice handy dandy tape measure to record all the inches that you've lost. So if you don't have one of these, this is a great little bonus, I suppose. And you receive a little how-to guide on putting your equipment together, a place to record your measurements. And this is kind of nice if you like the kit when you're all said and done and you enjoy the workout, but you want to kind of branch out and start going to the gym. They actually throw in a free 7-day gym membership. So overall, I felt like the quality of the equipment was really good. However, I felt like for someone who's a beginner, the weight selection was not spot on. And I feel like for somebody who's maybe a more intermediate to advanced range, again, the weights weren't spot on. I felt like the pack really didn't hit either group the right way. I would have liked to see more weight for somebody who was an intermediate to advanced and lighter weight for somebody who was a beginner. But overall, the quality of the equipment was really good. And come back and see me to find out my thoughts on the actual workout program and the nutrition guide in the next video.